Hey guys, Jason here with the Adventure RV. I'm at this beautiful COA here in Ventura County where I'm going to teach you how to set up your RV when you pull up to your campsite. So let's get started. So one of the first things you want to do as you're pulling up to your campsite is actually check your campsite for obstacles. You're looking to see where your electrical box is, where your water, where your sewage dump is. You also want to watch out for trees. You don't want to hit any trees because it can scratch the side of your RV really easy. With me on this particular RV, I have to pay attention to my slide. I have a full slide out. This is a 2017 Forest River Forester motorhome. It has a full wall slide. Not all motorhomes have a full wall slide. Some of them don't have a slide at all. Some of them have slides only in the kitchen or only in a bedroom, different places. So when you're backing in, you want to pay attention to all that and make sure you have enough clearance for the slide to come out. So on this particular unit, the way that I check to make sure that I have enough clearance on the slide is I actually walk back here and I check the obstacle that I'm worried about in the slide. I actually put my arm in here. On this particular model, as long as I have enough clearance from my shoulder, from my elbow to the end of my fingers, then I have plenty of room. So in this particular instance, like, I will have a lot of room once the slide comes all the way out. You want to make sure that your RV is level for a bunch of different reasons. The main reason is like when you're taking a shower, so all the water flows properly, it actually goes to the drain where it's supposed to be. Refrigerators have to be level to get cooled right. You don't want to have like a cup sitting on the counter and all of a sudden it starts rolling, things like that. So having the RV level is very important. One of your biggest tools that you'll need for that is this little guy right here, and it's actually called a leveler. It has a little bubble in it. As you can see, you can move it around and play with it to figure out which angle of the RV you need to move, whether it's the back needs to come up, the front needs to come up, one of the sides, vice versa. So if you need to level the RV, you can use blocks like these. They sell them. You can buy them online or any of the camping stores. They're about $80 for the setup, or you can make your own. The way that these work is you're gonna set them in front of the tire. Depending on which side you need to lift up. So if you need to lift up the front, you're gonna put both of the blocks in front. If you need to lift up the back, you're gonna put them both in the back. If you wanna say lift up the right side, then you'd put them both on just the right side. So it just depends on what your leveler actually tells you. So you'll place a block like that on both sides, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna slowly drive forward while you're watching your leveler, which you'll have sitting in your center console. Once it shows that you're level, you stop, set your emergency brake, place the coach in park, and that's it. You're done. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my power and my water connections. On this particular coach, they're inside of this compartment, and I keep them in this neat little basket right here. Some coaches actually have them built in, like you'll have like a door on the RV where you'll have to open and the wire will come out. This particular one here, it's a separate wire, as you can see here. First thing I want to do is open this little cover back here, and I'm going to match up on the plugs right here. You can see this plug, it only goes in one way, so you don't have to worry about messing up or putting the plug in the wrong spot. Just go ahead, slide your plug in there, and then put your little ring on there to tighten it up. That's to make sure that the wire, if it gets pulled, it doesn't get pulled out while it's still plugged in. So once that's all the way plugged in, you're good. Pull the rest of your cord out of your box. And I like to just kind of keep it wound up a little bit like that. And then you're gonna come over here. You're gonna open up your electrical box. So this particular plug will only fit in one of these. So you have 30 amp and you have a 50 amp plug. It will only fit in the plug that it's designed for, so you don't have to worry about putting it in the wrong plug. First thing I like to do is I like to make sure the breakers are turned off. So they have an off side, they have an on side. Make sure they're both flipped. These breakers are actually already off. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, make sure it's plugged in all the way. After that's done, I'm gonna flip both breakers, turn the breakers on. So now I know I have power to the coach. The reason why I like to turn the breakers off first is because sometimes when you plug it in, you'll get like a spark or something that's kind of scary. So turn the breakers off, plug it in, then you don't have to worry about that. That part is done. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get your water hose out of whatever compartment you keep it in. Make sure your hose has this little guy on it. Sometimes they're metal, sometimes they're plastic. What this is a reducer to reduce the pressure. RVs cannot take the pressure of the water on full blast. So this actually reduces the pressure of the RV down to a manageable level. So make sure you always have that on there. And then you can go ahead and start hooking it up to your water, like so. And it doesn't really matter if you put the pressure thing on, if you plug it into the RV or if you put it into the spout first. It's just kind of up to you, whatever's easiest for you. So just hook it up over there. And then this guy, you're gonna bring it back here. On this particular RV, it's in the back. And they're usually labeled, like this one is labeled city water connection. So you'll know that that's where it goes. So you just go ahead and stick it in there, turn it. And make sure it's all the way tight, just kind of like, you know, your water hose at home. That way you don't get any leaks. You don't want to be camping for a weekend and then you end up with a big old puddle under there of water. So I just kind of make sure that one's tight there. I go back over here, I just check it one more time. It's nice and tight over here. And then go ahead and turn your water on about halfway. You don't have to turn it on all the way. It doesn't need to be full blast. So the next step is you're going to hook up your sewage. This particular campsite doesn't have full hookups. It only has water and power, but I'm going to do kind of a mock assembly of how you would hook up the sewer line, you know, had we been at a full hookup site. Inside of this compartment is all my sewer stuff. So I'm going to open this guy up. It has a little clip over here to keep the door open. I keep gloves inside of here. I already put some gloves on. We're going to open up this little hole down here at the bottom. Okay, we'll just set that guy to the side. Your hose is inside of here. So you're going to run the hose through the bottom. You have a little door here. You're going to open that little door. And then you'll stick the hose on and then turn it until it locks in place. And you'll feel it lock in place. Once you get it locked in place, your other end, there's usually somewhere here on the ground, there's usually a hole where you can actually stick it inside of the hole. And then so once it's in the hole, then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to pull your gray. And you're going to leave your gray open the whole time while you're camping. Your black, which is the toilet tank, you're going to leave that closed. The reason why you leave this closed is because if this thing is open and there's not enough water or anything to flush the toilet paper and stuff down, you can actually clog the system up. So you want to leave the black closed, leave the gray open. Gray is like your sink water, your shower water, stuff like that. So anytime you're running the water, you're taking a shower, it'll automatically just go right out. You don't have to worry about that compartment filling up. So at this point, I got all my stuff hooked up. The last thing I need to do is actually let the slide out. The reason I didn't let the slide out first is because when the slide comes out, it makes it harder for you to get underneath of it to hook up the connections, because now you're actually digging in the drawers underneath of the slide. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the slide out, show you guys how that looks. The slide is fully extended, and as you can see, I have plenty of space in between the slide and the electrical box over here. So you also want to check the weather conditions. If it's really windy, then you don't want to use your awning. One of the #1 things that damages awnings is the wind. The wind will actually grab your awning and rip it off. And make sure that you have enough clearance for your awning to open. You want to make sure there's no trees or any other things in the way that the awning can hit when it comes out. This particular awning is actually electronically controlled. It works by the push of a button. It doesn't have any locks or anything that you have to engage or disengage. You simply open the door. Next to the step on the door, there's a button. You push the button, the awning will come all the way out. When you're done and you want to retract it, you hit the retract button and the awning will return. Once it's returned, you're done. There's nothing else that you need to do. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.